learn how to play Hell's Bells by ACDC. Let's get into it. Hey gang, welcome to Chevans Music. Thanks so much for joining me for another fantastic guitar tutorial. Today we'll be exploring Hell's Bells by ACDC. Fantastic song for electric guitar. I have my Epiphone Les Paul here, and we are gonna rock some ACDC. So get out your electric guitars, put on some distortion, and let's get into it. But before that, if guitar is your thing and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. This is where you want to be. We do guitar tutorials every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You get a new one. So subscribe, check those out. You'll learn a lot, I promise. But without further ado, let's get into the lesson. All right, here we go. Hell's Bells by ACDC. I'm going to turn off the distortion. But if you want that ACDC sound, chances are, if you have an electric guitar, you have distortion on your amplifier. Just turn the gain knob up to about 3/4 of the way or a little over halfway, and then turn the volume up to whatever your ears can stand. And then you'll get close to that tone. So have some fun with this one. This one's really fun to play along with the track. So let's talk about how to play the song. I'm going to do it on a clean channel so it's easier to hear. So I'm going to start. We're going to take our first finger and we're going to put it up on the 7th fret, and we're going to really concentrate on holding down the D and G strings. All right, we're going to make sure you have the open A. You don't want to cover that because you're going to need that. And then we're going to take our pinky and put it up on the 9th fret G. Pluck the A, and then the G, and then the D. A, G, and D. And then since you're holding this, you can just drop your pinky off, and you have that G on the 7th fret now. So you go, so A, G, D, G, and then D, A again. So we have, and that's the very beginning. Let's try it with distortion. It sounds cool. So the key to that is you want everything to ring over. You know what I mean? That's kind of the beauty of that lick, is everything rings over itself. So you don't want to let up. You want to keep that bar down as long as you can. All right, the next part, you just move this down 2 frets. All right, so it's G, D, A again. And then you move it back up 2 frets. And then you hit the A again to start over. So you hit the A twice in a row. So you're going to go. You see how I accented the next one to kind of say, hey, we're starting the riff over? All right, so let's talk about how to do that. We're going to start our riff. We're going to go boom, beep, boom, bum. All right, we'll do it again. Watch this. This time I'm going to add my pinky up to that 7th fret G and just pluck that. And then I'm going to move down to this C power chord right here. I'm going to play the A string on the 3rd fret, and then I'm going to use my pinky to cover the D and G strings on the 5th fret. Right, hold that. I hit that. Move your finger back 1 to the 2nd fret. So it's like a walk down. And then that open A. So let's look at that. Here we go. Go. Now, if this is killing you, of holding those 2 fingers, you could do this. That's a little bit harder to do, in my opinion, There we go. Try not to hit the B like I'm hitting it. And then we're going to go to a G. All right, so this G, let's talk about this. We're going to put our second finger on the low E string, 3rd fret, and our 3 and 4 up here on the high E and B, 3rd fret. And this finger is touching the A so it doesn't ring. So when you play it, you get this big, huge power chord with no 3rd. I love it. Big rock sound. And then when you play the D, you can play a D shape and not play the 3rd, which is your second finger, right? If you play the D, let's talk about how to play that D chord. Your first finger's up on the 2nd fret G, 3rd finger's up on the 3rd fret B, and then your second finger, normally you'd hold down that 3rd right there, that 2nd fret high E. But here you can just touch it and you get a power chord. So you want to go. So that's the intro, right? And that's a big majority of the song. That's actually a lot of the parts right there. Now we're going to move into kind of the main verse section. We're going to go. So let's talk about how to do that. Just like we did in the beginning with the... Here we're going to play the A, and then play the D and G together, but you're holding that G on the 9th. So we go, so you release it right there. And then go down, and we're going to hold with our 3 and 4 on the 7th fret, that D and G, but make a little hitch bar right there on the 5th. We're going to go, so. And I like to put a little wiggle right there. And then our lick that we've done, but it's a different rhythm, so just know that it's not, it's bum, 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 and then we play a full D chord to a C, and then the G power chord. So and then we move up to an E power chord right up here on the 7th and 9th fret. I like to do this with my pinky. You can do it with your 3rd if you like. To a D, A, typical ACDC chords. Here we go. And then it moves back out to a G. So let's look at that whole section right there. We got C, G, up to the E, D, A, so the last time you hold that E for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then right back to our original lick. and next, we're going to go into the solo section where they do some open A's to get there. They just play open A and the drums are going. And when he starts to solo and the band kicks back in, they do this where they just play this A power and then they let it go and play open strings. Then a C, then move this up 2 frets to a D. This is all solo. And still solo, we're going to go back to this part. Soloing over this. And then soloing. Three, 4, 5, 6. And then at the very end, they're going to play the lick a little bit different. Rather than go, they're going to go. So we go from a C chord to a D chord. So it's a calling back to what we did in the solo section. So we're gonna play the first part of our lick. Right here, you're gonna stop right there and go C, D, and then our bum, bum, bum. That's how to play Hell's Bells by ACDC. All right, did that help? I hope it did. If it did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Do all the things that help out the channel. We really appreciate that here at Chevans Music. Is there a song you're wanting me to cover? Just drop it in the comments. I might make a video just for you. If you're a beginner guitarist and you're looking for all the guitar stuff you need to get from A to Z all in one place, you need to check out Guitar 101. The link is in my description. We're offering a 7-day free trial, so go check that out. We'd love to see you over there. I also do private lessons. If that's something you're interested in, shoot me an email. We'd love to speak with you about that. You interested in my guitars, my picks, my capos, my hats, all my stuff? We have affiliate links, and all of those support the channel. And if you're going to buy that stuff anyway, we would really appreciate that support. So anyway, I'll see you at the next one, and keep on picking.